Have you ever wondered why some people seem to navigate life with wisdom and clarity, while others struggle with the same challenges over and over again? In today's video, we're diving into timeless proverbs that offer powerful insights into life, relationships, and personal growth. These ancient teachings carry the keys to understanding how to live more intentionally, make better decisions, and find deeper meaning in the everyday. Stay with us until the end, because each proverb we explore has the potential to shift your perspective and guide you toward a more fulfilling and purposeful life. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Your support means a lot, so if you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up to help spread our message. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. In this captivating video, we are about to embark on a journey through the rich and timeless proverbs of African tradition. These are not just simple sayings, they are the distilled wisdom of generations, passed down through the ages, containing the life lessons, insights, and values of a culture that understands the complexities of human relationships, personal growth, and the nature of life itself. Each proverb is like a gem, waiting to be discovered, its value deepened through contemplation and practice. These ancient words of wisdom offer a powerful guide to living a more intentional and meaningful life, helping us navigate our modern world with clarity and a sense of purpose. Before we dive into these profound teachings, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. By doing so, you are not only becoming part of a community that values wisdom and self-reflection, but you are also helping to spread these essential teachings to others who may be seeking guidance in their own lives. This is more than just a collection of proverbs. It is a pathway toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Let me start by sharing one of the most enlightening metaphors from African tradition. Marriage is like a peanut. You need to crack the shell to see what's inside. On the surface, this may seem like a simple analogy, but the deeper meaning it carries is profound. Marriage, and by extension any deep relationship, often presents itself with layers of difficulty, much like the tough exterior of a peanut. The outer shell represents the challenges, the conflicts, and the everyday struggles that come with being in a relationship. It's not easy to break through these layers. It takes effort, patience, and determination. But once you do, what you find inside is the true essence, the richness and sweetness that makes the journey worthwhile. This metaphor speaks to the nature of love and commitment. The shell of a peanut doesn't give way easily, and neither does the surface of a marriage or any meaningful relationship. It takes work, sometimes hard and exhausting work, to push through the disagreements, misunderstandings, and hardships. But what lies beyond those challenges is something precious: the connection, the love, and the bond that deepens when both partners are willing to invest the time and energy to get to the heart of the relationship. Like the peanut, what lies inside is what truly matters, and the effort required to reach that point only makes the reward more fulfilling. But this proverb also reflects a broader truth about life. In many aspects of our existence, the most valuable rewards are hidden behind layers of difficulty. Whether it's in our personal growth, our careers, or our relationships with others, we often have to endure discomfort, face challenges, and push ourselves beyond our limits to uncover the real treasures that lie within. The peanut's tough shell symbolizes all the barriers we must overcome, and cracking through it represents the resilience and courage needed to achieve something meaningful. It's a reminder that nothing truly worthwhile comes without effort, and the journey to reach those rewards often teaches us more about ourselves than the reward itself. This lesson extends far beyond marriage or relationships. It teaches us about the value of persistence in all areas of life. In our careers, we may face setbacks or obstacles that seem insurmountable at the moment, but if we keep pushing forward, if we continue to crack through the challenges, we often find success, fulfillment, and a deeper understanding of our capabilities on the other side. In our personal growth, we may encounter difficult moments where it feels easier to give up, but it is in those very moments that our perseverance pays off the most. The reward is not only in what we achieve, but in who we become along the way. This metaphor also invites us to rethink how we approach challenges. Instead of seeing difficulties as roadblocks, we should view them as opportunities to discover something deeper, both within ourselves and in the situations we face. Just like the peanut, life's struggles often hold something valuable inside, and it is our responsibility to crack through the outer layers to reveal the sweetness hidden within. As we explore more of these timeless proverbs today, I encourage you to reflect on how each one resonates with your own experiences. These sayings are more than just wisdom passed down through the ages. They are living lessons that, when applied, can transform the way we approach life's challenges. Each proverb has the potential to offer insight, to shift our perspective, and to help us navigate our journey with a greater sense of understanding and purpose. If there is one takeaway from this metaphor of marriage and the peanut, it's that we should never shy away from the hard work that comes with building something meaningful. Whether it's a relationship, a career, or personal growth, the effort required to break through the tough exterior will always be worth it. The rewards inside are rich, fulfilling, and lasting, and they remind us that the struggles we face are not in vain. They are part of the process that leads us to the sweetness of life's most valuable experiences. As we move forward through today's proverbs, I invite you to consider how each one might guide you in your own life. These ancient words carry timeless truths, and when we apply them to our modern lives, we find that they offer just as much guidance and wisdom as they did centuries ago. Thank you for being a part of this journey with me. If you're finding value in these reflections, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so that we can continue exploring these powerful teachings together. One of the proverbs that has always left a lasting impression on me is, "Whoever reaches the river first finds the cleanest water." This powerful saying carries with it an important message about the value of initiative, determination, and acting with purpose. Life, much like a flowing river, constantly presents us with opportunities, but these opportunities are often fleeting, like the clearest water at the source of a stream. It's the individuals who take the first step, who have the courage to embark on the journey before others, who are able to reap the greatest rewards. The freshest, most pristine water, the purest of opportunities, awaits those who dare to act rather than wait on the sidelines. This proverb speaks to something much deeper than simply being first. It's about recognizing that life doesn't reward those who wait passively for the perfect moment, or those who wait for conditions to be just right. Instead, life rewards those who take bold, decisive action. Too often, people are caught up in the paralysis of analysis, waiting for every variable to line up perfectly before they act. But those who wait too long often find that the opportunity has passed them by, leaving them with muddy waters, so to speak. It is those who move forward with confidence, even in uncertain circumstances, who discover that the best chances in life are often hidden behind the veil of risk and ambiguity. What I love about this proverb is that it empowers us to take control of our own destiny. It reminds us that we are not merely passive observers of life's flow, but active participants. The clean water, the purest of opportunities, is not handed to those who stand back and hope for something to come their way. It is earned by those who are willing to dive in and seek it out. Life is full of rivers, rivers of opportunity, growth, relationships, and success. The key is being willing to move forward, to reach out and claim what is there for the taking, rather than waiting for it to come to us. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. This proverb resonates with me on so many levels because I've witnessed how initiative can change everything. Time and time again, I've seen how those who are proactive, who step out of their comfort zones, are the ones who unlock doors others didn't even realize existed. Being the first to take action often means you get to experience life in its most vibrant and fulfilling form, where the possibilities are still untapped and unspoiled. It's an empowering reminder that the path to success isn't paved with waiting. It's carved by those who are unafraid to make the first move, to venture into the unknown and claim the rewards that await. On the other hand, there is another proverb that speaks to the complexity of human emotions and relationships. The jailer is a prisoner. This deeply profound saying challenges the way we think about control, judgment, and the ways in which we bind ourselves to others. Often, when we attempt to control or confine others, whether through our expectations, judgments, or actions, we don't realize that we are, in fact, imprisoning ourselves. In our efforts to limit someone else's freedom, we end up restricting our own. Think about it. How many times have we allowed ourselves to be consumed by anger, resentment, or the need to control someone else's behavior, only to find that we are the ones who feel trapped? The person we are trying to control may continue on with their life, but we are left shackled by our own emotions. This proverb points to the profound truth that in trying to imprison others with our judgments or actions, we are building the walls of our own confinement. It's a powerful reflection on how much energy we waste trying to hold others to our standards, expectations, or desires, and how that very effort often leads to our own emotional imprisonment. This saying also highlights the ways in which control, in all its forms, is a double-edged sword. When we try to manipulate, control, or judge others, we create an emotional and mental prison for ourselves. We become consumed by the very thing we are trying to impose on others. Whether it's holding on to grudges, judging someone's choices, or trying to mold them into who we think they should be, these actions end up tying us down far more than they impact the other person. The energy spent on these emotions drains us, trapping us in a never-ending cycle of frustration and discontent. But there's an important lesson in this proverb that offers a way out, a path to freedom. It teaches us that letting go of control is the key to our own liberation. By releasing the chains of expectation, by forgiving and moving past judgment, we set ourselves free. The freedom we offer others, whether it's emotional, mental, or physical, is the same freedom we offer to ourselves. When we stop trying to imprison others with our desires or demands, we find that we no longer feel trapped ourselves. It's an invitation to live with a lighter heart, to embrace the freedom that comes with letting go of the need to control and manipulate. This message resonates deeply with me because it speaks to the importance of letting go. Life becomes so much more peaceful, more fulfilling, when we release the heavy burden of trying to control the uncontrollable. People are who they are, and life is what it is. By allowing others to be themselves, without imposing our will upon them, we open up a space for true freedom, for them and for ourselves. It's a reminder that the prison walls we build for others often confine us far more than they ever confine the people we are trying to control. Both of these proverbs, about reaching the river first and the jailer being a prisoner, offer profound insights into the human experience. They teach us that life rewards initiative and action, but it also warns us against the trap of control and judgment. In both cases, we are reminded that our actions, whether bold steps toward opportunity or attempts to confine others, shape the quality of our own lives. They challenge us to live with greater awareness, to act with purpose, and to release ourselves from the burdens we so often impose on others and ourselves. These teachings are timeless, and when applied, they have the power to transform not only our own lives but the lives of those around us. Lastly, one of the most beautiful proverbs we'll explore today is, "A friend is like a water source during a long journey." This vivid and heartwarming metaphor speaks directly to the essence of true friendship and the irreplaceable role it plays in our lives. Picture yourself on a long and difficult journey through a vast desert, tired, thirsty, and weary. In the midst of such a harsh environment, stumbling upon a water source would be nothing short of a miracle. It would provide not only physical relief but also emotional rejuvenation, a sense of hope, and the strength to continue onward. In the same way, a genuine friend offers the emotional and mental sustenance we need, especially during life's toughest, most challenging moments. Just as water is essential for survival, the support of a true friend is vital for our well-being. Friendship, when it is true and deep, acts as a life-giving force that sustains us when we feel lost or overwhelmed. The world can often feel cold, isolating, and unforgiving, much like a barren desert. But having a friend who stands by you, who listens, understands, and provides comfort, is like finding an oasis, a place where you can pause, breathe, and feel safe, even amidst the most trying circumstances. A true friend offers more than just companionship. They provide emotional nourishment, the kind that refreshes your spirit and renews your faith in both yourself and the world. This type of bond cannot be manufactured or rushed. It is built on trust, shared experiences, and a deep sense of mutual respect and understanding. Reflecting on the friendships in my own life, I realize how incredibly fortunate I am to have people who embody this metaphor. There have been moments when the weight of the world felt unbearable, when everything seemed uncertain, and it was in these times that the presence of a true friend made all the difference. They didn't need to solve my problems or fix everything, but just knowing that they were there, offering their support, was enough to give me the strength to carry on. Friendships like these are among life's greatest treasures. They remind us that no matter how difficult our journey may become, we don't have to walk it alone. What makes this proverb so powerful is its simplicity. We all know how crucial water is to life. Without it, we would not survive. In the same way, a true friend can be the difference between thriving and simply getting by in the face of life's challenges. These relationships provide us with the emotional resources to keep moving forward, to face adversity with courage, and to find joy in moments that may otherwise feel overwhelming. They are reminders that even in the darkest, driest stretches of life's journey, we can find nourishment and renewal through the people we hold dear. What's more, the beauty of true friendship is that it is reciprocal. Just as water refreshes us, we too can be a source of comfort and strength for others. The give and take of friendship creates a cycle of support and love that sustains both parties. It's a bond that transcends the surface-level interactions we often have in daily life. A true friend doesn't just appear in moments of celebration. They are there in the silence, the hardship, the confusion. They help you navigate the journey, not by leading, but by walking beside you. This type of friendship is rare, but when you find it, it's as essential as water in a desert. When we think about the deeper meaning behind these proverbs, we begin to see that they are more than just quaint sayings from another time. They are the distillation of wisdom gathered over centuries, passed down from generation to generation, offering us profound truths about the human experience. These proverbs remind us that life's journey, with all its struggles, uncertainties, and joys, is not meant to be traveled alone. We are interconnected beings, and the relationships we build, the friendships we cultivate, provide us with the sustenance we need to keep going. Each of these proverbs is like a piece of a larger puzzle, offering insight into how we should live, love, and navigate the complexities of our lives. They encourage us to pause, reflect, and consider the values that truly matter: kindness, perseverance, loyalty, and compassion. They teach us that wisdom doesn't come from a single moment of revelation, but through a lifetime of shared experiences, both joyful and difficult. When we open ourselves to the teachings of these ancient words, we allow them to guide us toward living a more thoughtful, purposeful, and connected life. As we continue this exploration of African proverbs today, let's remember that these are not merely historical artifacts or quaint pieces of advice. They are living, breathing wisdom that can help us navigate our modern lives. They teach us how to treat others with respect and empathy, how to act with integrity, and how to face life's inevitable challenges with courage and resilience. These proverbs, while simple in structure, carry a depth of meaning that has the potential to transform the way we view the world and our place in it. Think of these proverbs as a wellspring of wisdom, one we can return to again and again for guidance, strength, and clarity. Whenever we find ourselves lost, overwhelmed, or in need of direction, we can turn to these timeless truths for insight. They offer us a roadmap, showing us how to live with greater purpose, peace, and understanding. In times of uncertainty, they remind us that we are not the first to walk this path. Those who came before us have left behind these guiding lights, and we can draw on their experiences to help illuminate our way. As we reflect on the value of friendship and the many other lessons these proverbs teach, I invite you to carry these truths with you. Let them become a part of how you see the world and interact with the people around you. Let these proverbs guide your actions, your relationships, and your approach to life's many ups and downs. If you found meaning in today's exploration, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue to share and learn from these profound teachings together. Before we begin our journey into these profound teachings, I encourage you to take just a moment to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like. This small action is much more than a click. It's an invitation to engage with wisdom that transcends time, a way to ensure these valuable lessons reach others who may need them as much as you do. Together, we can build a community of thoughtful reflection and shared growth, and your engagement plays a vital role in making that happen. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Now let's immerse ourselves in the first proverb that resonates so deeply with the nature of life itself. The river follows its course without waiting for us. Life continues with or without our presence. This proverb is both a gentle reminder and a stark realization. Life, much like a river, is in constant motion. No matter how much we wish for time to pause, whether because we need a moment to catch our breath or because we're not ready for the changes ahead, the world keeps turning, and life moves forward. It doesn't pause for us to catch up, and it doesn't wait for us to feel ready. There's a certain melancholy to this truth, but also a profound sense of freedom. The river, representing the passage of time and the flow of events, reminds us that life is much bigger than we are. We are part of a grand, ever-moving stream, and while we may not be able to control the current, we do have control over how we navigate it. The liberating aspect of this wisdom is that it teaches us to embrace the present, to stop living in a perpetual state of waiting. Too often, we find ourselves thinking, "I'll start when the timing is right," or "I'll act once things calm down." But this proverb tells us that the perfect moment may never come, and life will continue to pass us by if we remain idle. The lesson here is to let go of the illusion that we can stop or control time. Instead, we are encouraged to adapt to the flow, to move with it, and to make the most of the moments we have. It's about learning to live fully in the now, to seize opportunities rather than waiting for life to align perfectly. The river won't wait for us to be ready, so we must choose to jump in, to swim with the current and embrace life as it unfolds. This idea of moving with life's flow is not about resignation or passivity. It's about understanding that life's pace is something we cannot control, but we can control how we respond to it. There is beauty in this acceptance. It frees us from the burden of trying to control what is uncontrollable, allowing us instead to focus on what we can influence: our actions, our decisions, and our attitude toward life's ever-changing circumstances. Complementing this reflection is another powerful proverb. The sun does not speak of itself, just as our courage does not need to be announced. It is evident in our actions. This proverb offers a profound commentary on the nature of true strength and character. Just as the sun shines brilliantly every day, giving light and warmth without ever needing to proclaim its power, so too should our courage and strength be demonstrated through our actions rather than our words. In a world where many feel compelled to constantly share their achievements or boast about their strength, this proverb reminds us of the quiet, enduring power of humility. True courage does not seek recognition or applause, it simply exists. It's shown in the way we handle adversity, in the quiet resilience we display in tough times, and in the small, often unnoticed acts of bravery we take in our everyday lives. Think of the sun, which never once declares its brightness or demands acknowledgement for the life it sustains. Its impact is undeniable, yet it remains silent, simply doing its work day after day. In the same way, real courage is something that others can see and feel without needing us to point it out. It's not in the loud declarations of what we're going to do or in the need to prove ourselves. True strength lies in the actions we take, in the way we live our lives, and in how we show up for the people around us. There's something deeply empowering about this idea. It shifts the focus away from external validation and back to inner authenticity. Rather than seeking praise for our efforts or recognition for our courage, we are reminded that the most meaningful strength is the kind that radiates quietly from within. It's a strength that is unwavering, not because it needs to be seen, but because it is rooted in who we are. When we embody this kind of courage, we no longer need the approval of others. We know our worth is defined by the integrity of our actions. This proverb also invites us to stop worrying so much about how others perceive us. Just as the sun doesn't need to be told that it shines, we don't need constant validation of our efforts. If we live with courage, if we act with integrity, those around us will feel the impact. True strength doesn't demand attention. It naturally inspires and uplifts those who witness it. Taken together, these two proverbs offer a powerful roadmap for how to approach life. The first encourages us to embrace life's flow, to stop waiting for the right time and to dive into the present with purpose. The second teaches us to act with quiet courage, to let our strength shine through our actions rather than seeking recognition. Both proverbs remind us that life's true meaning is found not in what we say, but in how we live. As we continue on this journey through the wisdom of ancient proverbs, I encourage you to reflect on how these teachings resonate with your own experiences. Are there moments when you've resisted the flow of life, trying to control what can't be controlled? Or times when you've felt the pressure to prove your worth, rather than letting your actions speak for themselves? These proverbs offer a gentle but powerful reminder to release the need for control and validation, and to instead live with a quiet, purposeful strength. If you found meaning in today's exploration, I invite you once again to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Together, we can continue delving into the timeless wisdom that has guided generations before us. Let these proverbs be a source of inspiration and reflection as you move through your own journey. Thank you for being part of this community, and until next time, may you find strength in the flow of life and the quiet power of your own courage. Stay reflective, stay strong, and remember, life moves forward, so let's move with it, with grace and intention. One of the most insightful proverbs from African tradition is this: no matter how long a log spends in the water, it will never become a crocodile. This simple yet deeply meaningful phrase offers a profound reflection on the nature of identity and authenticity. It reminds us that certain aspects of who we are remain unchanging, no matter how much external forces attempt to alter or influence us. Just as a log can spend years floating in the water but will never transform into a crocodile, we too carry within us an unshakable core that defines our true self. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded by messages that tell us to adapt, to evolve, to fit into molds that may not align with who we genuinely are. Social media, societal pressures, and even cultural norms often push us to present ourselves in a way that conforms to external expectations. This proverb, however, serves as a powerful reminder that no matter how much time we spend trying to become something we're not, our true nature will always remain intact. We may adjust, adapt, and learn new ways to navigate the world, but at the deepest level, we cannot and should not fundamentally change who we are. It's a call to embrace authenticity, to resist the external pressures that attempt to mold us into something we are not. This is particularly relevant in a society that often equates success or happiness with conformity, whether it's adopting a particular lifestyle, career path, or even outward appearance. But the truth is, just as a log will always remain a log, we are at our strongest when we embrace our true selves rather than trying to become someone or something else. Authenticity, in this sense, is not a weakness or a limitation. It is a source of power. It's about standing firm in who you are, knowing that no amount of external pressure can transform you into something you're not meant to be. The wisdom of this proverb invites us to reflect on the idea that authenticity is not only about being true to oneself, but also about recognizing the futility of pretending to be something we're not. We may fool others for a time, but ultimately, our true nature will reveal itself. Rather than wasting energy trying to conform or blend in, this saying encourages us to honor our individuality and recognize that there is immense strength in simply being who we are. Moving on to another thought-provoking proverb: what the old man sees sitting, the young man does not perceive standing. This saying eloquently captures the contrast between youthful exuberance and the depth of wisdom that only comes with time and experience. It speaks to the unique perspective that age and lived experience provide, something that cannot be rushed or attained through youthful enthusiasm alone. The old man, sitting, represents someone who has been through the trials and complexities of life, someone whose vision is shaped not just by ambition but by the lessons learned from hardship, mistakes, and years of reflection. Youth is often full of energy, confidence, and eagerness to explore the world, and these are wonderful qualities. But what this proverb reminds us is that there are some things that only time can teach. No matter how ambitious or well-intentioned the young may be, they lack the perspective that comes with having lived through life's ups and downs. Standing tall with all the vigor of youth may give one a broad view of the horizon, but the seated elder sees further in terms of depth and understanding. He has the advantage of knowing not just where the path leads, but also what pitfalls lie along the way, what dangers to avoid, and how to navigate them with wisdom and grace. This proverb is a reminder to value and respect the wisdom of those who have come before us. It encourages us to listen to the stories, advice, and experiences of our elders, not because they are inherently more important than the perspectives of the young, but because they offer a richness of understanding that only time can cultivate. While youth offers creativity, innovation, and the ability to push boundaries, wisdom offers insight into the long-term consequences of choices, the patience to understand that not all problems have immediate solutions, and the ability to see beyond the present moment. This proverb also serves as a reminder of humility. It encourages younger generations to acknowledge that despite their enthusiasm and fresh perspectives, there is much to learn from those who have already walked the path they are just beginning to tread. The old man may not have the same energy or physical strength as the young, but his wisdom, the product of a life fully lived, is invaluable. It's a call to seek balance, to combine the strengths of both youth and experience in order to create a more harmonious and insightful approach to life. Another proverb that speaks to the resilience of truth and the enduring nature of what is real is, "A sandstorm passes, but the stars remain." This powerful metaphor encapsulates the transient nature of life's chaos, compared to the constancy of truth and what truly matters. Life often throws us into the middle of storms, periods of confusion, uncertainty, and even upheaval. These storms can feel overwhelming, blinding us to the direction we should be going. But just like a sandstorm, these moments of chaos are temporary. They pass, and when they do, the stars, those things that are eternal and unchanging, are still there to guide us. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. This proverb reminds us that no matter how turbulent life may become, some truths and values endure. In the middle of our most difficult trials, it's easy to feel lost, to think that the storm will never end. But the stars, symbolic of truth, integrity, and purpose, remain constant. They offer us a sense of direction, a reminder that despite the challenges we face, there are things in life that are unshakable: our values, our principles, and the love we share with others. This saying also speaks to the importance of staying grounded in what matters, even when everything around us feels like it's falling apart. It's easy to get swept up in the storms of life, whether those storms come in the form of external challenges or internal turmoil. But this proverb encourages us to remember that the storms are temporary. The stars, representing what is real and true, will always be there to guide us once the dust settles. It's a message of resilience, of holding on to what is important even when the world around us is in chaos. Finally, we come to this timeless truth. The truth always comes, even if the lie lasts a year. This proverb is a poignant reminder of the inevitability of truth. Lies, no matter how carefully constructed or how long they are maintained, will eventually fall apart. Truth, by its very nature, is enduring. It may be buried for a time, obscured by deceit or falsehood, but it will always come to light. This saying is not just about dishonesty in the literal sense. It also speaks to the broader idea of integrity. Living in truth, though it may sometimes be difficult, is ultimately the only path that leads to lasting peace and fulfillment. Lies may provide temporary comfort or protection, but they are fragile, always vulnerable to collapse. The truth, on the other hand, is solid. It may not always be easy to face, but it brings with it a sense of clarity and freedom that no lie can offer. This proverb teaches us that the pursuit of truth, both in our dealings with others and in our understanding of ourselves, is essential for living with integrity. It reminds us that while deception may offer short-term gains, it is ultimately unsustainable. The truth, no matter how long it takes to surface, will always prevail, and it is through living in alignment with that truth that we find lasting peace and self-respect. In reflecting on these proverbs, we are invited to consider how their timeless wisdom applies to our own lives. Whether it's the importance of staying true to ourselves, valuing the wisdom of experience, or understanding that truth and integrity will always endure, these teachings offer us guidance for navigating the complexities of life. They encourage us to live with authenticity, humility, resilience, and honesty, qualities that form the foundation of a meaningful and fulfilling life. Another African proverb that speaks to the enduring nature of human connection is, "The footprints of people who walk together never disappear." This phrase paints a picture of the profound impact that relationships leave on our lives, no matter how fleeting or distant they may seem over time. The people we walk through life with, friends, family, mentors, and even brief acquaintances, leave their mark on us in ways that often transcend the moment. Their influence, whether through shared laughter, support during tough times, or lessons learned from conflict, becomes woven into the very fabric of who we are. It's a reminder that even as we grow and change, and even when relationships fade or people move on, the imprint of those who walked alongside us remains. In many ways, this proverb speaks to the depth of human relationships, showing us that meaningful interactions cannot be erased, even by time or distance. Think about the close friends who shaped your thinking, the loved ones who comforted you in moments of pain, or the colleagues who challenged you to grow. Even if those people are no longer present in your life, their influence continues to echo in your thoughts, decisions, and behaviors. Those footprints they left, through their kindness, wisdom, or even their mistakes, are etched into your experience, shaping the person you are today. What's beautiful about this idea is that it also encourages us to value the connections we have while they're still here. We often get caught up in the busyness of life, not always realizing the lasting impact people have on us until they're gone. This proverb reminds us to appreciate the moments we share with others, knowing that every interaction, every shared experience, leaves a mark. Even the relationships that may not have lasted, those that ended unexpectedly or drifted apart, have left their footprints. These experiences, whether joyful or painful, contribute to our growth, teaching us about love, trust, resilience, and even loss. This reflection also points to the interconnectedness of human beings. We are shaped by our relationships, but we also shape the lives of those we encounter. Just as others leave footprints on our hearts, we too leave our own marks on those we walk with. Whether we realize it or not, our words, actions, and presence can have a profound impact on the people around us, even in the smallest ways. This proverb encourages us to walk with intention, knowing that the paths we share with others are meaningful and that the marks we leave behind may last a lifetime. While this proverb celebrates the lasting nature of relationships, another saying shifts the focus to personal accountability. If you lit the fire, you cannot hide the smoke. This metaphor speaks to the idea that our actions, whether good or bad, inevitably lead to consequences that we cannot escape. Just as a fire produces smoke that rises for all to see, our choices send ripples into the world, and those effects, whether we want them to or not, will become visible over time. This proverb is a powerful reminder of the inescapable nature of responsibility. Once we've made a choice or taken an action, there's no going back. We cannot simply cover up or hide the results. Whether it's a mistake we've made, a secret we've tried to keep, or even an unintended consequence of something we did, the smoke will eventually appear, and we must be prepared to face it. It speaks to the importance of acting with integrity and foresight, knowing that every decision carries with it the potential for visible consequences. What's compelling about this saying is that it doesn't just apply to negative actions. It also serves as a reminder that even when we make positive or neutral decisions, there will be consequences. We cannot control how every ripple from our actions will spread, and sometimes the results are more far-reaching than we anticipated. This highlights the need for mindfulness in everything we do. It's a call to consider not just what we're doing in the moment, but how our choices might impact others and how they might play out in the future. The smoke from the fire we light may also serve as a metaphor for the truth, especially the truth we might be trying to hide. Sometimes, people attempt to deceive or cover up mistakes, thinking they can avoid responsibility. But this proverb reminds us that the truth, like smoke, cannot be fully concealed. No matter how much effort we put into hiding it, the consequences of dishonesty or misdeeds will eventually rise to the surface, becoming apparent for all to see. This idea of facing the consequences of our actions ties into the importance of accountability. It urges us to take ownership of what we do, to recognize that once a fire is lit, we cannot stop the smoke from rising. Rather than trying to cover up or avoid responsibility, we are encouraged to act in ways that ensure we are proud of the results, knowing that the smoke will always follow the flame. And then there's this timeless warning against deception. The leopard's skin is beautiful, but its heart is evil. This proverb calls for discernment, reminding us not to be seduced by appearances or superficial beauty. In a world that often values outer beauty, wealth, and charm, this saying reminds us that what truly matters lies beneath the surface, within the heart and character of a person. Just because something looks good on the outside does not mean it is good on the inside, and we must learn to look deeper, to see beyond appearances and assess the true nature of what we're dealing with. This lesson is incredibly relevant today, as we are constantly presented with polished images and idealized versions of people and things, whether it's through social media, advertising, or cultural expectations. The leopard skin, in this context, represents the allure of outward beauty, the temptation to be dazzled by charm or success. But this proverb warns that the heart, the essence of a person or thing, is what truly matters. The leopard may appear stunning on the outside, but its heart, its intentions, or its actions could be harmful or destructive. This teaching encourages us to practice discernment in all aspects of life, from relationships to business dealings to personal goals. It urges us to dig deeper, to ask questions, and to look beyond what is immediately presented to us. Whether it's evaluating a person's character or determining the true value of an opportunity, this proverb reminds us to focus on substance rather than appearance. In relationships, it's a call to seek partners who are kind, honest, and genuine, rather than those who simply look good or have superficial charm. In our personal lives, it encourages us to nurture qualities like integrity, compassion, and wisdom, rather than striving solely for external success. Together, these proverbs offer a rich and nuanced guide for living a life of meaning, accountability, and wisdom. They encourage us to reflect on the impact of our relationships, to act with integrity and mindfulness, and to see beyond surface appearances to what truly matters. These teachings challenge us to be thoughtful in how we move through the world, knowing that our actions have lasting effects and that what is seen on the surface is often only a fraction of the truth. As we reflect on these proverbs, let them serve as a reminder that life is complex, but it is also filled with opportunities to grow, to connect meaningfully with others, and to live with purpose. These ancient sayings offer us timeless wisdom that we can carry with us, helping us navigate the challenges and triumphs of life with grace, authenticity, and integrity. Let these lessons be your guide as you move forward, and may they inspire you to live more intentionally and more fully. In today's world, where everyone seems to be in a rush to speak and be heard, there's a timeless truth that often gets overlooked. There is more wisdom in listening than in speaking. This might seem like an old adage, but its meaning is incredibly relevant to how we live today. Listening is an act of humility. When we listen, we are open to learning from others, gaining insights we may not have considered. Speaking, on the other hand, often stems from a need to express ourselves, to be acknowledged. Yet, when we listen, truly listen, we allow ourselves to absorb the experiences, thoughts, and wisdom of others, which can shape and enrich our own understanding of the world. Think about how often we find ourselves planning what we're going to say next, instead of focusing on what the other person is actually saying. We miss out on learning when we're too busy trying to be the loudest voice in the room. One proverb that beautifully illustrates the importance of planning and hard work is, "Working on the farm is hard, but hunger is even harder." This is a powerful reminder of the value of effort and the long-term rewards that come from it. Yes, farm work can be exhausting, just like any demanding task we face in life. But the alternative, going hungry or facing the consequences of not putting in the work, reminds us that it's better to endure the challenge now than suffer greater hardships later. This speaks to a much larger truth. Sacrifices today prevent future suffering. Whether we're working hard at a job, saving for the future, or putting effort into relationships, the struggles we face now will pay off in ways that will make our lives more manageable down the road. It's a message of resilience, of doing what's necessary to secure a better tomorrow, even when it's difficult. Another saying that reveals a profound truth about life is, "Evil penetrates like a needle, and bad actions are like an oak tree." At first glance, it may seem that small acts of wrongdoing are inconsequential, like a tiny needle prick. But this proverb warns us that even small bad decisions can grow into something much larger, like an oak tree with deep, sprawling roots that are impossible to uproot. What begins as a minor misstep can spiral into long-lasting consequences, often far beyond what we initially anticipated. It reminds us that no action is ever insignificant. The choices we make, even the seemingly minor ones, have a way of shaping our futures, for better or for worse. This encourages us to be mindful of every decision, knowing that even small wrongs can grow into something too large to undo. One of my favorite proverbs speaks to the importance of how we use our time. Everyone has a watch, but not everyone has time. How true is this? In the modern world, nearly everyone has access to tools that measure time: watches, phones, calendars. Yet, despite being so aware of the passing minutes, how many of us actually make the most of our time? Owning a watch doesn't mean you control time. In fact, many of us are slaves to the clock, rushing through life without ever stopping to appreciate the moments we're given. This proverb teaches us that time is our most valuable asset, one that can never be bought or recovered once it's gone. It's a reminder to spend our time wisely, to be present, and to cherish the people and experiences that matter, because time, once lost, is gone forever. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. A proverb that always brings me a sense of peace is, "A problem without a solution is not a problem." This speaks to the core of Stoic philosophy, where the focus is on controlling what you can and letting go of what you can't. If a situation has no solution, if it is beyond our control, then worrying about it is pointless. It ceases to be a problem because we cannot change it. This proverb encourages us to redirect our energy towards things we can influence, and to let go of the unnecessary stress that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. In life, there will always be challenges we cannot fix, but learning to accept this is a form of liberation. It allows us to live with more peace and less anxiety, focusing our efforts on where they will make the most difference. A piece of practical wisdom that holds a great deal of truth is, by covering the holes, we avoid having to rebuild the walls. This is a metaphor for tackling problems while they're still small, manageable, and before they grow into crises that require a complete overhaul. Whether in our personal lives, our relationships, or our careers, issues rarely resolve themselves if left unattended. In fact, small problems tend to grow and multiply, becoming much larger and more complicated if we ignore them. This proverb reminds us of the importance of addressing challenges early, before they get out of hand. It's about being proactive rather than reactive, saving ourselves the monumental task of rebuilding what we could have simply repaired. There's another saying that highlights how interconnected our actions are with the people around us. If you bother a dog, you bother its owner. This reflects a fundamental truth about human relationships and community. When we harm or disrespect someone, the impact is often felt far beyond that individual. It ripples out to others connected to them. It could be their family, friends, or larger social circles. This proverb teaches us that our actions rarely exist in isolation. It's a call for compassion, urging us to be considerate of how our behavior affects not just one person but the entire web of relationships around them. The way we treat one person can reverberate through their entire world, impacting many others we may never see. Finally, one of the most insightful proverbs I've come across is, "The thorn will come out where it entered." This speaks to the idea that problems are often solved by returning to their root cause. Just as a thorn must be removed from the spot it pierced, many of life's issues need to be addressed at their origin, not with superficial fixes. Too often, we try to apply quick solutions to problems without really understanding where they began, only to find that they reoccur time and again. This proverb encourages us to be thorough and thoughtful in how we solve problems, by looking for the root causes rather than treating the symptoms. It's a reminder that true resolution often requires going back to where the issue started, facing it directly, and pulling it out from the source. These proverbs are more than just old sayings. They carry profound wisdom that helps us navigate life's complexities. Whether it's learning to listen more, valuing our time, addressing problems early, or recognizing the far-reaching impact of our actions, these timeless truths offer guidance that is just as relevant today as it was when they were first spoken. They encourage us to live with intention, mindfulness, and a deep respect for the world and people around us. When the mighty elephant stumbles, it's the tiny ants below that bear the brunt of the fall. This proverb is a stark reminder of the imbalance of power in our world. The actions of the powerful, whether intentional or accidental, often have the most significant impact on those who are vulnerable and voiceless. When a leader makes a mistake, when a corporation collapses, or when a government makes a decision, it's usually the common people, those with the least power, who suffer the most. The ants, representing the weak, have little control over the elephant's movements, yet they feel the full force of its stumble. This truth resonates far beyond the animal kingdom, speaking to the human condition where the powerful few hold the fate of many in their hands. It's a call for empathy and awareness for those who hold influence. Power, whether it be physical, financial, or political, comes with a profound responsibility. Every action, every decision taken by those in positions of authority, ripples through the lives of others. It's easy for those in power to forget the magnitude of their influence, but the consequences are real for the many lives they touch, often in ways they may never fully understand. This leads us to the understanding that appearances are not to be trusted at face value. We should not let appearances deceive us is more than just a cautionary phrase. It's a profound insight into human behavior and perception. In a world where first impressions can often define how we interact with others, this proverb urges us to look deeper. Too often, we judge people by their outward appearance, by their clothes, their skin color, their social status, without taking the time to understand their true character. Society has conditioned us to make snap judgments, to assume we know someone based on a glance or a stereotype, but this is where we go wrong. The essence of a person, their true nature, cannot be discerned from the surface. It lies deep within, shaped by experiences, values, and their spirit. To judge someone solely by what we see is to rob ourselves of the opportunity to truly know them. We must challenge ourselves to dig deeper, to listen to people's stories, and to look beyond the superficial. Real understanding requires time, patience, and a willingness to discard our assumptions and biases. The world becomes a richer, more compassionate place when we allow ourselves to see beyond appearances and appreciate the complexity and depth of each individual. Trust, as fragile as it is, can be shattered by betrayal, and rebuilding it is no easy task. The proverb, "Never trust a woman who has already slept with your enemy," speaks to the delicate nature of loyalty and the scars left by betrayal. While this saying may seem directed at romantic relationships, it actually touches on a much broader issue: trust in the face of divided allegiances. Relationships, whether personal or professional, are built on trust, and when that trust is compromised by past actions, it becomes difficult to fully rebuild. The idea of trusting someone who has once aligned themselves with your adversary creates a natural wariness. It's not about jealousy or insecurity, it's about the fear that the same disloyalty could happen again. This saying is less about the woman in question, and more about the universal challenge of trusting someone after their loyalties have been questioned. It reminds us of the complexity of human relationships, where past actions continue to echo into the present, affecting how we perceive and interact with others. While forgiveness is possible, trust is a much more delicate and difficult thing to restore. Reflecting on these proverbs leads us to a deeper contemplation of how we move through life, how we treat others, how we judge, and how we build or break trust. They serve as powerful reminders that our words, actions, and judgments have lasting effects, not just on the people directly involved, but also on the broader world around us. Being mindful of how we act and speak is not just about protecting ourselves from harm, but about fostering a world where honesty, respect, and compassion are the foundation of our relationships. In a society that often rushes to conclusions, these reflections challenge us to slow down and think more carefully about our decisions. Each proverb, in its way, encourages us to live more thoughtfully and with greater awareness of the impact we have on others. Whether it's the consequences of the elephant's stumble or the lingering doubts created by past betrayals, these sayings remind us that our actions have rippling effects. We may not always see the immediate consequences of our behavior, but they are there, shaping the world around us. The responsibility lies with us to ensure that our actions bring more good than harm, that our words uplift rather than tear down, and that we strive to understand rather than judge. These proverbs also point to the value of wisdom and the pursuit of truth. Wisdom, after all, is not something that comes easily. It requires reflection, experience, and most importantly, a willingness to learn from both our successes and our mistakes. It's about being able to see beyond the obvious, to understand the nuances of human behavior, and to act in ways that are compassionate and just. In a world that is often chaotic and unpredictable, wisdom is the compass that guides us through the storms. These sayings encourage us to seek out that wisdom, to cultivate it in our own lives, and to share it with others. Finally, these reflections urge us to be careful in our decisions, recognizing that they carry weight. Whether it's the impact of a leader's choices on the vulnerable, the importance of looking beyond appearances, or the difficulty of rebuilding trust after betrayal, these proverbs remind us that every action we take has consequences. They ask us to live with intention, to consider how our decisions affect not only ourselves but those around us. In doing so, we become not just better individuals but also part of a greater movement toward a more honest, compassionate, and just world. By weaving these ancient teachings into the fabric of our lives, we have the opportunity not only to grow individually but to influence the world around us in a way that creates more understanding, compassion, and purpose. Dear listeners, as we come to the close of today's video, I want you to pause and reflect on the power that each of us holds. Just as a river flows steadily, each of us carries the weight of our experiences, our lessons, and our personal journey. These reflections, shared today, are like droplets of wisdom added to the great river of life. With each droplet, the water gains strength, depth, and purpose, and so too do we when we allow wisdom to seep into our souls and guide us through the challenges we face. Think of today's teachings as keys to unlocking a more intentional way of living. They are more than just words spoken. They are tools meant to be used, thoughts meant to be absorbed, and values meant to be integrated into your daily actions. If even one reflection from today's journey has touched your heart or sparked a new way of thinking, I urge you not to let it fade into the background. Carry it with you, nurture it, and let it shape the way you approach your life. Wisdom that remains unpracticed is like a seed that never finds soil. It has the potential for growth, but it remains dormant unless it is planted, watered, and given the space to bloom. As you move forward, remember the importance of reflecting on what resonates most with you. These lessons are not meant to stay within the confines of this video. They are meant to accompany you in the moments that challenge you, in the relationships you hold dear, and in the decisions you make. Applying wisdom requires effort, but that effort is what leads to transformation. The lessons we discuss today are as old as time, passed down through generations, and their relevance remains just as strong today. When we take these insights and breathe life into them by applying them in our everyday actions, we honor the legacy of those who came before us, and we enrich the lives of those around us. As the ancient wisdom says, knowledge is only a rumor until it lives in the bones. It is only when we turn knowledge into action that it becomes part of who we are, shaping our decisions, our mindset, and our impact on the world. I invite you to let these reflections take root within you, allowing them to become guiding principles in your journey forward. Each step you take in practicing what you've learned brings you closer to becoming the person you are destined to be. Someone who not only navigates the river of life, but does so with intention, purpose, and grace. Before we part ways, I want to thank you deeply for being part of this journey with me today. Your presence here is a testament to your desire for growth, for learning, and for seeking out wisdom that can elevate your life. It is this commitment to bettering ourselves that will, in turn, better the world around us. If today's video has given you something to think about, something to take with you, I encourage you to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to continue this journey of growth and reflection, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can walk this path together in future videos. Until we meet again, my friends, stay curious, stay reflective, and always strive to live with purpose. Life is full of challenges, but with wisdom as our guide, there is no obstacle we cannot overcome. Let us continue to learn, grow, and inspire each other as we navigate this vast ocean of life. Take these teachings with you, allow them to transform your daily experiences, and most importantly, share the wisdom you gain with those around you. Together, we can make this world a more thoughtful and enlightened place. Now that we've explored these powerful proverbs, I want to ask you, what have you learned so far? Reflect on one thing that resonated with you and share it in the comments below. How will you bring this wisdom into practice in your own life? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can continue this journey of growth and reflection together.